Hello, this is second lecture in O-level syllabus. We started chapter 1, states of matter, and discuss about changes in states of matter. Basically, how states of matter are changed from solid to liquid and liquid to gases, and in the same way in a reciprocal, how these happen, what are the factors, and what changes are happen that causes the states to change are all discussed today. And also we will have a short discussion about kinetic particle theory, its impact and its interpretation about particle movement and changes in states and the curves we will discuss today. So let us discuss kinetic particle theory. Kinetic particle theory is basically a theory that that describes about the motion of particle. As this term describes, kinetic means motion, and particle theory means the particles that are always in motion. When we discuss about its definition, we say that all matter is made up of tiny particles, and these tiny particles are always in the state of motion, are always moving. So we say that these particles are always in the state of motion. As we know that there are three states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. We have discussed this in our previous lectures. Like liquids, solids are arranged in this manner. They are occupied from all direction and they have their fixed position. So these are like just like the students are standing still in assembly, while liquid particles are move freely like that. They have some spaces in between them. You can understand this in a way like students are walking in a corridor, and for gas particle these spread very fastly and they have very vast spaces between the particles, and we can say that like kids running wild in a playground. Like I just give you some examples to give you some understanding of these. Basically their arrangement of particles. So these all particles move with respect to their position. As they are very packed, they only vibrate. They are somehow in distance with each other and move freely, so they have some movements, while these have very large spaces and separate very fast. So we can say that they have random or disordered motion. So we see that all these particles, all these type of particles move in some way. We have discussed all these things in our previous lecture as well. So kinetic particle theory basically is all about the movement of particles. It's either in the form of solid, liquids, or gases. If I give you some example, like if you see in your surrounding or in daily life, first of all, if you spray perfume, so if you spray a perfume in one corner of the room, this is the room, and if you spray it, this is the door, and if you spray it here, the smell of this perfume will ultimately spread out evenly in whole room, and if any person is present at that space of the room can smell it after a while. So how the smell reaches from here to here, this is absolutely due to the kinetic particle theory. The gas particles from here move from this space to this space of the room, and thus the smell has been reached there. And also in our previous lecture we have discussed an example while we discussing the particles, how and to prove and to understand how matter can comprise up of particle. We have an example in which there is water, and we add some drops of pink dye, and the solution turns into pink solution. So how this is possible? This is possible due to the movement of particles. The liquid particle in water and the dye particle that we have added in this water just interact with each other and pass out through each other, and hence this can cause the result is pink solution. The clear solution, the clear water converts into a colored solution. So how this is possible? This is possible due to kinetic particle theory. Kinetic particle theory. So this is main reason. There are a lot of examples and we will discuss side by side in our next lecture as well. So the next topic is changes in states of matter. So we will discuss how different states of matter interchange with each other. There are three states as we have discussed in our previous lecture as well: solid, liquid, and gases. And hence these three states, solid, liquid, and gas, interconvert with each other with respect to special conditions or special factors that affect their rate and the speed at which they change from one state to another. So basically, these are solid, this is solid, and this solid converts into a liquid state with providing some energy. This energy is either in the form of heat or light or any other source. Thus, the heat or the light or any energy convert into kinetic energy that is required to these particles to move more quickly, and hence slowly when we provide this energy continuously to any solid, they will have vibrate more strongly and have some spaces between them, and thus ultimately they convert into a liquid state at a specific temperature that is termed as melting point. This is the specific point for each substance. As well as when we study the conversion of liquid state into gaseous form, the same process is followed. The liquid molecules, when provided with any form of energy, provided convert this specific form into kinetic energy, and hence these particles of liquid move more vigorously and have some more spaces, and thus ultimately at a specific point at a specific temperature convert into another state, that is gaseous state, and the specific point at which it is converted into a gaseous state is known as boiling point. So there are some points while the matter changes its state, the specific point that occur at specific temperatures. So these points are called transition temperature. These are the temperatures at which one form of state is converted into another form. Like when a solid converts into a liquid, it is termed as melting point when a liquid state is achieved. This specific temperature is termed under a melting point. So on the other hand, when a liquid converts into a gaseous form at the very specific temperature when a gaseous form is achieved, this is called boiling point. As well as there are also freezing point and condensing point, that is also called liquefying of gases. We will discuss it further in next slides. So these are basically the main things which are the basics while discussing the states of matter. So the next thing is how the solids convert into liquid. There are two terms which I have written here. The one is melting point, the other one is freezing point. Both are nearly the same things, but with some opposition. Like this one is the conversion of solid into liquid form, while this thing is the total reciprocal of melting. Like here, the liquid is converted into solid form. So these both terms are opposite of each other, but the things are they both occur at a specific temperature. The melting point, if we take an example, there is water. When an ice is converted into water, this thing is occurred completely. Like ice is completely convert into water at 0 Celsius. In the same way, at specific conditions and temperatures followed by every process, the liquid water is converted into ice in its solid form at 0 Celsius. So these are both terms, melting and freezing. These are both same but are occurring at opposite direction. In the same way, we have boiling point and condensation. Boiling is basically the conversion of liquid into gas form, while condensation is the conversion of gas into liquid form. It is also known as liquefaction or liquefying of gases. So here the liquid state of matter convert into a gaseous form, and if we again take an example of water, the liquid water converts into a gaseous form. This is steam at 100 Celsius. This is the same way the water is start at 100 Celsius. Water start converting into gaseous form, and in the same way, the condensation or liquefaction is basically the opposite of this form. So at 100 Celsius, steam is converted into water. As the term also mentioned, liquefaction is basically the liquefying of gases. The gases will convert into a liquid, and this specific process is called liquefaction. There occur another thing that is termed as evaporation. What is evaporation? Evaporation is basically the phenomena that occurs before the boiling point reaches. Like at all the temperatures, like this is a liquid and this is present in at that level. So at all the temperatures, some molecules of liquid that are present on the surface, if they get enough energy that the molecules that are present in liquid, that these molecules cut off their forces of attraction with each other and move to the atmosphere from liquid state. So this is evaporation. When the vapor formation, evaporation is basically vapor formation, the conversion of liquid into vapor form or gas form. But this is not a boiling point. This is evaporation. These occur at all temperature. Evaporation has no specific temperature. Okay. So when we discuss this, the before achieving boiling point or before 100 Celsius or at all the temperatures, some molecules, some particles of liquid that are present on the surface of liquids get, if they have enough energy, they break the attractive forces between this specific particle or molecule with other and move to the atmosphere. So evaporation is the process that take place at all the temperature, and the other thing is evaporation only occurs from the surface. In this thing, this process only occurs from surface, while the boiling point occurs from all sides of liquid. Like when we discuss boiling point, at that temperature, at 100 Celsius, specifically water, the particle present at the bottom of the liquid may get enough energy and they convert into a bubble and escape this liquid and move into the atmosphere. Like if you see a water, the pot of water boiling on stove, you can see the bubbles came from the bottom to the top and hence move to the atmosphere. So this, when this point arrives, when a bubbles came out from the bottom to the top, this is boiling point. But at before boiling point, when there are no bubble arise from the bottom, this is there is evaporation which cannot be seen, but there is they are occurring, like some molecules or some waves of steam you can see rising from the surface of liquid. So there occur a process of evaporation. So there are the two basic things. Evaporation occurs at all temperature. They have no specific temperature, while boiling point occur at specific temperature. Every substance or every chemical has a specific point of boiling. Like for in case of water, this is 100 Celsius. In case of another example, if I will give you, there is a compound that is known as icosane. This is an hydrocarbon. So icosane has a boiling point of 343 Celsius. So at that temperature, this icosane, the liquid icosane, start converting into the gaseous form completely. Above this temperature, the glycosane will exist in the form of gaseous form. While in case of evaporation, this phenomena only occurs from the surface, while boiling point, when boiling occurs, when the liquid is converting into its vapor form or completely into gaseous form, these occur from all the side, from any side of the liquid. This liquid can convert it into a gaseous form. So hope you will understand the difference between boiling point and evaporation and how these phenomena are occur. So next, we have discussed condensation as well, and the liquefaction of gases is basically the same as condensation. The gas molecules, when liquefied, is termed as liquefaction of gases. So let's move to sublimation and vapor deposition. What are these things? These are basically the conversion of solid into gaseous form. What is sublimation? In previous two topics, we have discussed the conversion of solid into liquid and thus into gas, and exact conversion of solid into gas and gas into solids. So what is sublimation? In sublimation, any solid substance under specific conditions, like under specific pressure and temperature, convert into gas directly without converting into liquid. So the molecules or the particles have specific nature that when they get specific conditions, they convert from solid into gas. If we give you an example, there is dry ice. The dry ice is basically solid carbon dioxide. Solid carbon dioxide is also known as dry ice when this solid carbon dioxide is present at room temperature. This will convert into gaseous carbon dioxide, like it convert into a gas form when it will get the conditions of room temperature. So basically, a solid will convert directly into gaseous carbon dioxide at room temperature in dry ice. Dry ice is basically used to cool or freeze different substances, edibles, or different things while traveling or while exporting from one place to another. The opposite of sublimation is vapor deposition. What is vapor deposition? Here, the gas is directly converted into solid without achieving liquid state. This is also occur at specific conditions. For example, the iodine gas, when in contact with a cold glass surface, converts into iodine crystals. So the gaseous form convert into a solid iodine crystal. So this is vapor deposition. So in today's lecture, we have discussed the basic things about changes in state of matter. Like we have just go through from the concepts of kinetic particle theory with these examples. We have discussed basic terms in changes in states of matter, how at different temperature the changes occur, like we have discussed melting point, freezing point, sublimation, vapor deposition, evaporation, liquefaction. And in the next lecture, we will discuss the curves, heating and cooling curves. So this is just an introductory lecture about changes in video. Don't forget to like it, subscribe my channel, and also share it with someone or who also just started his or her preparation. So to just get a very conceptual understanding from very basic to a higher level. So just share it with others and also do comment review about my video and what the other topics you want to learn. Bye.